Why no one talks about humidity enough. Everyone talks about light, everyone talks about fertilizer. But in my experience, growing rare Aroids and especially Alocasias, humidity has been the most influential factor in how these plants grow, hold leaves, and transition through stress. It is the variable that quietly determines whether everything else works. My humidity system. I run my deflask tissue culture at about 99% humidity because those plants are coming straight out of agar where they have never had to regulate water loss. After a few weeks, they move into larger grow out bins that range between 75 and 90% humidity, and my main grow tent behind me sits above 85% to support uninterrupted vegetative growth. Eventually, once they are stronger and more established, they acclimate down to around 55% in my tabletop environment. This gradient is intentional and staged. Why Alocasias care so much? Alocasias are native to tropical understories in Southeast Asia where ambient humidity is consistently high. They have large leaf surface area and relatively thin cuticles, which means they transpire water rapidly. When the surrounding air is dry, transpiration increases, and the roots cannot always keep up with that rate of water loss. That imbalance is when you start seeing leaf cycling, crispy margins, stalled growth, or dramatic acclimation shock. Even if your watering and fertilizer are technically correct. Transpiration, not just watering. A lot of people assume that if a plant is watered properly, humidity doesn't matter. But watering addresses soil moisture. Humidity affects atmospheric demand. If water vapor pressure deficit is too high, the plant is constantly losing moisture through its leaves faster than it can replace it. High humidity reduces that stress, allowing roots to establish faster, leaves to expand more evenly, and energy to be allocated toward growth instead of survival. What I've observed after hundreds of plants. By controlling humidity in phases, I've maintained a 98% survival rate on hundreds of deflasked specimens. I see larger initial leaves, fewer aborted growth points, less dramatic leaf drop during transitions, and overall stronger early establishment. The difference between 45% and 75% humidity during early growth is not subtle, it is structural. High humidity does not mean forever. This does not mean Alocasias must live at 90% humidity forever. The goal is not permanent comfort. The goal is strategic development early on. Higher humidity supports establishment. As plants mature, gradual reduction builds resilience. Dropping them suddenly from near saturation to dry household air is what creates shock, not the existence of normal humidity itself. Common misconception. Misting does not meaningfully raise ambient humidity. Grouping plants helps slightly, but it does not replicate tropical conditions. And just because a plant is surviving at 40% does not mean it is thriving. There is a difference between maintenance and performance. The takeaway? Humidity does not replace proper light, substrate, airflow, or nutrition, but it determines how efficiently those inputs are used. If your Alocasia is constantly cycling leaves, crisping at the edges, or refusing to size up, the issue may not be your fertilizer or your watering schedule. It may simply be that your air does not match the biology of the plant.